for joining me. I'm making shepherd's pie today. In this casserole dish, I have 1 pound of lean ground beef, and I'm just gonna season it with some salt. And then I'm gonna add 4 medium Italian sausages, but out of its casing. So it would be like the ground beef, only it's got the flavors of the Italian sausages. And I'm going to bake this in the oven for about 15 minutes just to partially cook it. This takes place of frying it in a frying pan, because the whole idea of this recipe is just a one dirty dish meal. So I've used 1 pound of Italian sausage, which in this case it's for 100 grams of sausages each, and with each, now I'm just going to break up these sausages and just mix it in with the ground beef. And I only seasoned the ground beef because there's no seasonings in there, so I added salt to that. But the Italian sausages have Italian spices in it, so I don't need to season that. So I'll just mix this all together. And when you've got that nice and mixed, just throw this in the oven at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. So this has been out of the oven. I just take it, just taking a spatula and breaking up the meat. Just like you would do if you were to fry this in a frying pan before assembling your shepherd's pie. And there was quite a bit of liquid, so I took out about 1 cup of liquid. I've left, if I tilt this pan, you can see some liquid in there. So after you've got this cut up more finely, then you will add 3 tablespoons of flour and just sprinkle it all over. This will help solidify everything, kind of making like a roux if you were doing this in the frying pan. So I will mix that all together. Make sure all that flour is mixed in. You don't see any white anymore from the flour. So that looks good. So now I'll add in a teaspoon of dried minced onions. I use that a lot. Maybe I'll throw in another one. That's the beauty of cooking. You can just follow a recipe, but you can also alter it too if you want. Add a bit more or a bit less if you don't like a specific ingredient. So let's put that in. Then I will add 1 cup of milk, and in this milk I have also added 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. So I'll just spread that all over. Mix that again. And I will add, I've got 1 large onion diced and 2 celery stalks diced. I'll add that in. That'll get cooked in while it's cooking in the oven. I will add in a can of tomato paste. You can add in a can of whole tomatoes too, if that's what you like, or a can of diced tomatoes. Add that. Give this a good stir. Let's make sure that all gets in there. That addition of the Worcestershire sauce is going to give it a nice kick. And finally, I've got 3/4 cups of breadcrumbs, and I've got 2 teaspoons of ground thyme. I'll add that. See, there's a bunch of liquid, but with the breadcrumbs and that flour we put in earlier, it starts to thicken, and it will thicken even more as it bakes in the oven. Just Make sure this is all spread out evenly. See, you can even feel it getting heavier from it getting thicker. Now I'm going to add some red pepper flakes. You can add whatever spices you like. I like it just a little bit spicy. If you have a hot Italian sausage, you might not need that. I'm going to add a bit more salt. There we go. And I'm going to add some grated Parmesan cheese, about a cup. Although I didn't have a cup here, but I would add about a cup, or you can add shredded cheddar cheese, mozzarella, whatever you like. And then here I have good stuff, greens, some green vegetables for you. So we've got the peas, and we got the onions, and we got the celery. So we got our vegetables covered. I'm just going to give this all a good mix. This has cooled down a bit, so I'm getting my hands dirty. I use my hands a lot, but I also wash my hands a lot. These are always clean hands when I'm handling food. Make sure this is all nice. And after this is all spread out, the best part comes on, which is the potato topping. And this is, I'm just feeling to make sure everything's even. There. Just wash my hands. I'm going to add, what I have here are the frozen potato patties, pancakes. This way, that's another less pot to get dirty. You don't have to make mashed potatoes when you can just buy them already. Mashed, or you can get frozen hash browns. I'll just spread them out. Add a little bit more. Spread it out as best you can. Fill in all the little spots here. Grab a little bit more. Throw that in there and there. That is ready to go. I would normally, if I was just using regular potatoes, add salt on top, but those are frozen patties and they've been seasoned as well, so I don't need to do that. I'm just washing my hands. So now this will go back in the oven. Same temperature, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and this will stay in uncovered for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes is up. Let's take this baby out. Oh, looky, looky. Who's hungry? That looks so good. Hope you make this soon. Bye-bye.